What part of your day would you like to fast forward? The first time I heard this question, I was blown away. Because the reality is, it is such a simple question. But if you can get to the bottom of that and tease out the deep, dark secrets that come from it, you've essentially found the pain that your goals should be solving to have the maximum impact in terms of your overall life happiness. Looking at your life like this, where you actually take stock of where you currently are, the pain you feel, and where you're actually feeling quite good too, is the second part of what's known as the GROW model. GROW, like any of these models, is actually an acronym for goals, reality, opportunity, and will. If you missed the last video, which I'll link down below, we actually touched on some tools that you can use to tease into that first section, the goals section of the GROW model. And those were the funeral visualization exercise and the ideal day exercise. So if you missed that, make sure you watch that video down below because it is important to do that step first. But this question, asking yourself what part of your day, week, or month that you would currently fast forward sits firmly in this reality section of that model. And what you're trying to do is to get an accurate picture of your life as it exists right now, to figure out and tease into where you're currently satisfied, which is great, and absolutely celebrate that, but also the parts that are causing you high levels of dissatisfaction, causing you pain and discomfort, so that if you can solve them, well, now you know that the effort and impact you're going to have is going to substantially improve your overall level of happiness within your life. And that is awesome. For a lot of you, it's not going to be immediately obvious as to why this is an important step to take. Surely setting your goals and spending this time actually picking those goals to be the ones that are most resonant with you initially sounds like it would be time better spent, right? But the analogy I always like to use is to just imagine a GPS. When you open up Google Maps, what's the first thing that it does? It hones in on where you currently are. Then you type in where you want to go, and it does its magic and makes a path for you to get from point A to point B. But you'll notice that the first thing it does is, where am I? Because if it doesn't know where you're starting from, it doesn't matter how much information you give it about where you want to go, it's not going to be able to form that route and tell you how to get there. And our goals are no different. Sure, you need to make sure that the goals you're setting, the destination in your GPS, is as accurate as possible in terms of the actual ideal life that you are trying to create. But if you don't know where you're starting from, how are you ever going to be able to make a path that's going to get you from now to your goals in the future? So here's what I want you to do. As soon as this video is over, I want you to grab your phone, a pen and a piece of paper and go somewhere where you won't be disturbed. Put your phone into either airplane mode or do not disturb and start the timer for 20 minutes. Then all you're going to do is write down all the parts of your life where you would like to fast forward. Maybe that's cleaning the house or going to work or your commute or whatever it might be. Very, very quickly, you're going to get some things down on paper which are causing you levels of dissatisfaction. But you might actually hit a wall and you might find that you're struggling to think of things that fit into this bucket. And that's where having your phone can also come into play and help too. What I want you to do is to go into your Photos app, maybe even your Calendar app, and see what you've done over the last couple of weeks to see if it's going to prompt any thoughts. Another idea, although somewhat more dangerous because it can be a little distracting, is to go into your WhatsApp or text messages and just see if that, and going through, just prompts any reminders of what you've done in the last couple of weeks. Then, once your 20-minute timer goes off, what you have now is a list of things in your life that you're currently having to deal with which are causing you high levels of dissatisfaction. And when you pair that with the goals that you set as part of the last video I posted, now you've got your starting point, your destination, and all you need to do is form that path to get from one to the other. But by having a clear image of what your goal and start point are, you know that the path that you sit down and write is one that is tailored for you. And it's one that is tailored to make sure that you're removing the parts of your life that are currently causing you high levels of dissatisfaction. Now, there is also another tool that I personally really like to use called the Wheel of Life, which I'm not going to cover on this video. But if it's a tool that you've never heard before, I've actually created a free toolkit that you can use, which I'm also going to link down in the description below. It's totally free and comes with absolutely everything you need to fill it in, so I'll link that down below. Look, I know sometimes this stuff doesn't feel as important or sexy as setting our goals and figuring out where we actually want to get to, but please don't underestimate how important this step really is. In fact, as soon as this video is over, I want you to take one tiny step to making your ideal life a reality and schedule 20 minutes this week to sit down and do this exercise. I'm serious. Do it the second this video is over. Because if you found that you've got goals that you haven't achieved despite numerous attempts to try and turn them into reality, I bet that you've not had a clear starting point in your head which has made an impact. And by going through this exercise, I guarantee that this will change the results you see in the future. But look, if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, do me a real solid favor and just hit the like button. And if you really liked it, hit subscribe too. It really helps me out. But look, that's all I've got for you today, folks. If you've got any questions or anything I can help with, leave a comment, reach out. Inbox is always open. With that said, have a great day, folks, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace!